What is up YouTube, my name is Gio, and this is once again going to be a shorter video. One, because I'm dealing with a lot of things IRL right now, so I don't really have the time for an in-depth video. And two, because I have to talk about Phase 4 of the MCU, because to put it bluntly, it's pretty weird. Now that's not necessarily a bad thing. I love DC's Legends of Tomorrow, and that shows the definition of weird. It just doesn't feel like this phase has that same oomph as other ones did, and that's to be expected really. I mean, Marvel kinda just had the biggest movie of all time, so a breath of fresh air is in order. But I think it's safe to say that many people didn't see this slate coming. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through every announcement and break down my thoughts on it, and I would love to hear what you guys think in the comment sections down below. So let's quit rambling on and look at Phase 4 of the MCU. While I am decently hyped for Black Widow, in fact it is long overdue that she has her own solo movie, I feel like it's a little too late because she's f***ing dead. Like, if this movie was made and released before Infinity War, I think it would add that extra emotional impact to her death in Endgame. In fact, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure the movie is supposed to be taking place in the time before Infinity War and after Civil War. So yeah, if this movie came out back then, I would have been a bit more hyped for it than what I am now. However, I am excited to see more of Natasha's past and maybe a Hawkeye flashback, please. Anyway, out of 10 on a hype scale, I'll say I'm a solid 6. Why is this a movie? Like, I'll watch the TV show. I enjoy both of these characters, and the concept is a very solid idea, being able to give a little more depth to these two and better understand what it means to be Captain America. But I don't understand why it's a TV show. To be honest, I would much rather have it be a movie, and I don't know how the quality of these Disney Plus shows are going to be. I heard they're going to be on par with the movies, but I'll judge it when I see it. However, other than that, I think this will probably be one of the best shows on Disney Plus when all is said and done. I'm just not as hype as I would be if it was a movie. Hype score is a slightly better 7 out of 10. I don't care. Like, I really don't care about Eternals. Yes, I think they could tell a very compelling story about God finding out what it means to be human. Almost like a Superman movie. A good Superman movie. Thank you. But yeah, I just don't care about Eternals. Don't get me wrong, I love it when Marvel brings some limelight to the C and D-list characters. But Eternals just doesn't do anything for me. Hype scale is a I don't care out of 10. Okay, I really want to be hyped for Shang-Chi, but I keep forgetting it's a thing. Like, here's a little insight on how I come up with these video ideas. You see, what I do is I think of a concept that I think would probably make a very entertaining video, and then I talk through my ideas out loud. In the shower. Look, don't be judging me. It works. But the point is, during 2 of these shower scripting sessions, I forgot that Shang-Chi was coming out. Other than that, I am reasonably hyped for this movie. I like how it has connections with prior movies in the MCU, and I love martial art movies, so I think this would be pretty fun. I just hope I don't forget about it. Hype score is 6.5 out of 10 if I forget about it, and if I remember it comes out, probably a 7. Solid 7. Okay, 1, this has to be the worst title to a show ever. I mean, really? WandaVision? 2, I'm conflicted because I really like Scarlet Witch. Like, she's one of my favorites in the MCU. But how does this story work as a prequel to Doctor Strange? Because Wanda is going to be in that movie, and it is focusing a lot on the multiverse. So I thought, okay, cool. Wanda will be traveling through the multiverse with Doctor Strange and find a version of Vision in their exploration and bring him to the Earth. The show will probably be focusing on how being from 2 separate universes can affect that relationship. But no, because the show comes out before the new Doctor Strange movie, so I don't know how this works. Maybe there is some truth from Far From Home where the snap has made the borders between worlds unstable, leading to a version of Vision to find himself stuck on main Earth, and him and Wanda has to find a way to bring him back home. I don't know, but I like Wanda, so I'll probably watch it. Hype score, probably a 6 out of 10. Fuck yes. I love Doctor Strange, and I am so excited for this movie. I love the craziness that the idea of the multiverse can bring. I just love alternate universes. Not just that, but it's also going to be leaning into some horror elements. Sign me up. This announcement is the one that I'm most excited about. I mean, a Doctor Strange sequel with a horror vibe in the multiverse. Oh, and the Scarlet Witch is going to be in the movie. Like, what more can I say? Hype score, take my money, out of 10. I don't care about Loki. We're going to be following the version of him where he escaped with the Tesseract in Endgame, so we lose a lot of the development the character has had since the first Avengers movie, and I just wasn't really a fan of him until Thor Ragnarok. What can I say? I'm just not the biggest Loki fan. I mean, he's cool, but I just don't really care about watching a show with just him. I mean, yeah, that's all I have to say. Hype score is, what's the point of this show? Out of 10. Surprisingly, I'm actually looking forward to What If. Like I said, I'm a fan of alternate universes and the multiverse, so having these what if scenarios opens the doors to infinite possibilities. Plus it's animated. I mean, if the art style is solid, I'm sold. This is the kind of show I always wanted to see growing up, and now we're getting it, so I have to admit, I'm pretty hyped for it. Also, this is where the Loki show should be. I mean, give them 1 or 2 episodes, we don't need a whole season. Actually, I just thought, what would happen if this show changes its art style every episode? Like yes, you know what, final hype score, 8 out of 10. I need to see it. This is an example of a perfect pick for a TV show. I think Hawkeye will work much better on Disney Plus than to have a solo movie. Not because I don't like character, but because I feel like Hawkeye works much better with smaller, more intimate stories. Being able to tell a bunch of those while showing him training his daughter to eventually take up his mantle seems like a recipe for a pretty solid show if you ask me. I like Hawkeye, I like his family, and I just need another Archer show after Arrow's gone. Please. Hype scores, 7 arrows out of 10. This movie confuses me, because last we saw Thor, he was chilling with the Guardians, but now he's passing off the mantle to Jane. Like, what? First of all, am I the only one that didn't like Jane Foster in the Thor movies? She didn't really do much, so the writers for this movie are going to have to work their asses off to make her a likable hero. Also, when does this take place? Before Thor goes with the Guardians or after? I feel like it would be kind of a waste to tease Thor with the Guardians and then just not deliver on it. Not to mention that if Thor does pass down the mantle to Jane, will he just be relegated to a side character in other movies? Or will there be 2 Thor franchises going on at the same time? I don't know about this one. I feel like it could be good, especially with Waititi at the helm. I'm just a bit skeptical about it. 6 out of 10 hype level. So that was all Marvel's Phase 4 slates that we currently know of. Obviously, they also confirmed Blade, Black Panther 2, Captain Marvel 2, and Fantastic Four. But they more or less just said, hey, these movies are happening, and that's it. Which leads me to my issue with these reveals is that there is nothing really that has that wow factor. Yes, a new Thor movie is sick, and I am excited for Doctor Strange, but there's no freak out moment. Like, imagine if Marvel, instead of saying, hey, Fantastic Four is a thing that will happen eventually, comes out and say, hey, Fantastic Four will be on this date, or will be rounding off Phase 4. Like, that's the kind of wow factor I'm talking about. Obviously, this could still be revealed next year, but my point is a lot of these reveals feel like an appetizer for something bigger. However, that doesn't mean the reveal was bad. I like how it seems Marvel is really diving headfirst into the multiverse concept and could possibly play a huge role into future team movies. I think it's great that Marvel now has the do whatever you want card because it gives them the freedom to experiment and not stick to the Marvel formula. So as underwhelming as the reveal was to me, I can confidently say that I am interested in where Phase 4 is going to take the MCU.